So, welcome to Junco Sprint 4. Here's the schedule. We're in the last sprint of this release, so we're in the hardening sprint. It's from today through 2/28, which is when we're targeting to release Junco. So as part of Sprint 4, there's a bug sprint in Jira for defects targeting the Junco release. There's also a support branch that has been created, and these are for bug fixes. New features should go on master. And then for bug scrubs, there are weekly bug scrubs that we'll use to prioritize defects, figure out if we're blocked on releasing Junco or not, and use that to drive when we release Junco. And then for ONS demos, so ONS is going to essentially come after the first K sprint. So one of the things that we're looking at doing is you're focusing on changes needed for the demos, keep it on master, and then we can do a beta release prior to the first sprint being done. So we're looking at about 3/28 for that. Provide some level of testing, and then that can be used for the ONS demo. Of course, you're welcome to do your own snapshot. And then the thing here is call any dependencies as we head into this sprint. Okay. So here is the bug sprint with lots of non-bugs.
I'm not quite sure what happened.
Well, we'll work through this. Okay.
That's a good point, isn't it?
We'll work through the bug sprint.
Although, I noticed this annoying thing that sometimes as it gets bugs and they get turned into stories, I hate it when that happens. It really confuses the issue. You know, you should really create an additional story, and when the story is completed, resolve the bug. Because otherwise it's turning the bug into a story.
Yeah, I think this was just people putting existing stories in there. Those are not really decent. So,
okay, I think we're going to have to do some shuffling of things out of here. So, are you okay with me yanking everything that isn't a bug out?
So, sorry, I didn't understand, I guess, your message of today. It said all feature stories should be in their corresponding sprints, platform virtualization UI. Where should it be then?
So there's the bug sprint.
Oh, okay. So,
and then there were a bunch of other sprints created. So the intent of the bug sprint was to hold the bugs that were going to be fixed for the Junco release.
But I guess so at least my storage shouldn't be there. So either that the filter there is wrong, or I'm not sure what's going on. Because I put my storage just in the deployment sprint. At least I didn't put my storage there.
do you see anything there?
Yeah. You see, well, sorry, like the first two stories, for example, yeah, they shouldn't be there. I didn't put them there.
So we should be able to right click and move those to the
first four, right?
Is it the first four?
Well, but they are in the deployment sprint. That's the point, I guess.
They're not.
They're not.
Well, you moved one more. Sorry. You moved one that shouldn't go away from there.
Okay.
That wasn't mine.
I'll move it back in a second. Let's work through this.
What about the?
Well, those as well should go in the deployment sprint.
What about the floating IP manager now?
No, that's I don't know.
Yeah.
Then maybe if you scroll down, there might be others, but who knows at this point. Yeah, that might go in the, well, whatever. Could go in the deployment brigade, I assume, as well.
Sure, I'll do that.
see if I see more stories. This all? Or there are more?
Well, either
No, that's
restaurant
it.
wants can go to, the three of us can go to, okay. The UI ones, I'm not sure why those silent.
I just moved them, sorry.
So if you refresh.
Yeah, they should go from there anyway.
And we don't have a virtualization. Do we have a virtualization? Okay. Okay, so I guess if we move those virtualization ones. Okay, somebody already did it.
Okay.
Okay, so it's almost there. And I think the dynamic config bug, I would put there too. Second one from the top, the wireless configuration. I'll move the dynamic config as well.
Because the plan is not to tackle it for Junco. I'm trying to understand what we want to keep there.
I think,
A lot of blocker, right?
well, for Junco, yeah.
System, right? But it doesn't really
Well, I guess, I mean, it kind of falls in a gray area. For Junco, at least, I told Patrick this morning that what I would like to do is leave the dynamic config stuff, like the tools specifically, in a place where they provide some coherent functionality for Junco already, but doesn't all be working. So it depends on where this one falls. I think we can probably say
That's what's online.
Hey, hi, Thomas. Ian, I'm online. So could you speak a little bit loudly, close the microphone? I cannot hear you. My phone has some problem. My earphone has some problem. Yeah.
Can you hear now?
Yes, please. Yes. Very good. Very good.
5725.
Uh-huh.
Should that go into the dynamic config sprint, which means
No.
or
No.
should it stay in a Junco?
Stay here. Let me see. Stay here. Basically, this one.
It's fine.
This is a bug. Yes, it should be to the Junco. It's a bug compilation, right? It
Okay.
solves that issues. Yes.
Thanks.
Yes. Thank you.
And what is the BGPLS?
Trying to recreate the Mac background.
Okay. Do it.
No, I know. Trying to recreate it.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna go in Junco as well. I mean, but it's the test repository, not the repository. So there's some stuff failing in the test, and there's some exceptions. The story is to go through, fix the test, and file bugs. So I think most of the bugs are exceptions that don't affect functionality, so it recovers. But I don't know if the bug fixes will go in Junco, but I think this will go.
Then I can test it. Okay. And then is that something that
Taking up the whole of last sprint. 2 people, 2.5 people.
So, do we want to prioritize this?
Oh, yeah. The first one, which is minor, should just pull out, right?
Yeah. HA cluster code needs to go to the top, right?
Yeah, I think that's should be the same priority as the leader's command fail without timeout. It's basically the same.
We have their own prioritization.
I don't know. I think 4404 like I'm gonna close the S as well. But I'm still testing.
So the first 4, or there's another one. The 5 clustering.
What about that one?
I think we've got 5 clustering.
Yeah. 5993 is also a clustering issue.
Okay. So the first 6 are clustering issues. I know it doesn't match the priority on the text,
But it's right. Yeah, I think that's fine.
I'll get it back together. Okay. To go over the bunch or do the rest of the stories?
Not sure. Do we need to go over the max? Probably not. No. Everybody should be aware of what those are.
I think the main thing is I don't
You
know
can find
that
that one
they're all the signs. Okay.
So the application states can be reset. So who owns that currently?
You're assigned to that one, and
How come I'm not? These are I don't recognize. That's why I was going. I thought it was assigned to me, but I don't recognize.
yeah, we've got 2, and we've got this.
You can assign that one to me. Sorry.
Okay. There is also one in OpenStack. So go with Talk.
So, sorry, I've noticed that we are seeing here of those bugs. Some of them are not from people inside of ON.Lab, which is totally fine, but I mean, I'm not sure if we want those bugs fixed by the stream, if those people are aware of that.
Well, I think the question is there a cutoff line, right? So would we hold off Junco if any of these are not fixed? And what is the point that we're going to do?
Well, in theory, the line should be already the part of script, you know? I mean, no?
Well, they're not. No, we don't have them classified as blockers.
Yeah.
So in theory, there's no line. because none of them are blockers unless we want to talk about reclassifying them as blockers. But clearly the idea would be here to burn through as much of these as possible in that order.
So unless there's a blocker, are we saying we're going to set a release?
That's,
The 28th?
yep, at least that's how I would interpret it, unless we want to classify these as blockers.
Right. You know, even the first one for you is blocker. Well, it's not. I mean, in the sense that ONOS at the end works.
We released 1.8 with it, effectively, and since then we've mitigated it significantly, but we did not eliminate it. Meaning we've cut down on frequency.
Yeah, and I think like the first one is probably even it's even harder to reproduce in later copycat. So master, or right now we don't have it because there's not another release yet. So I think we're going to get another release. So even if we do no more work, it'll still be better in 1.9 than in 1.8, even if it's not completely fixed.
Yeah, and even better than in 1.8, whatever 2.
Yeah.
So when are we getting
So there's one more bug that we know we want to fix. And I don't know.
So the thing to keep in mind is Cord is going to use 1.8.
May 2. Okay.
Or 1.8.
Okay.
So what we're going to use for the HA bugs to be cherry picked back to 1.8.
Okay.
Yeah, which I think the
So
things
far
are reasonably isolated. That should be cherry pickable very easily. Yeah.
So the plan then is, if you have any fixing for me, everything goes back to 1.8, and then for Dangerous Edition, we'll cut a 1.8 up.
Yes. Right.
When
But I would.
is
Go ahead.
May?
May?
Beginning of May?
Okay.
So
That's interesting. They wouldn't be moving to 1.9 if it's end of May. Okay, separate discussion.
That doesn't apply to 1.8 though. Is that still based on the old version of copycat?
It's
No,
1.0. Which
Yeah, but we can move the
So
copycat.
up to date. Okay.
yeah.
We can move the copycat for 1.8, whatever X.
Yeah, we just have to do it as an official build, is what I was getting at. But it
Yeah,
sounds like we already did it.
for sure.
So
But
only changing is
to get back to
Right.
the original question that you had, I don't think we don't have a red line.
Well, I was just wondering, since we have since the main goal of the sprint is to solve these bugs, right? Anyway,
It is.
even if we don't have a line, should we pair the bugs that are assigned to people outside to one of us? Like, I don't know, based on our competencies, right? What we know. So
Which one?
I don't know.
Outside, I think it's just Diago, right?
Well, there's Gab, and then I saw a Max or something, I don't know. Yeah, Michael. Right. Just saying, I mean,
I think those have commits already that are in review.
oh, really? Okay.
Both of those, I think.
I mean, it's a good point, but I guess I wouldn't lose sleep over those.
So maybe we just want to make sure that someone is looking at the reviews
Right.
so they can
Yes,
get through.
sure.
Yeah, just
But
because
both of
if we leave
these-
it open, no one at the end looks at that, right? Otherwise, if we assign it,
Can we put the flow entry one? Is that something that should be labeled with southbound or northbound? This is at the flow entry abstraction. Flow rule. That would be northbound, right? Right. Maybe you can add that to the.
okay.
Yeah, that one should be put into a
Okay.
category. Yeah.
Historically, we put this in southbound.
Southbound, right. Fortunately, I think I'm not.
yeah, no, I'm not here.
Yeah,
to write it,
No, you got to edit button.
Edit. Just click on the edit button.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Then
Scroll all the way down.
Scroll down. Edit. Edit. Yeah. I just start. Oh.
Okay, so Brian's going to review this.
I mean, this normally falls into all these territories that we can,
Yeah, that makes
oh no, that's the thing.
so
I think Jonah's been looking at the voluntary one.
Is he? Okay.
and he's got this one.
I'm wondering what that's if that's related to also one of the ones from like segment routing or something like that.
So you just had a comment.
He has been reviewing this.
Yeah, I'm glad about the issue, but yeah, I'll take it up and review.
Okay. And then the coding ID. Is that this one?
Yeah, no, that's
There's a commit
it's
for it.
typo. It's done.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah.
We're done with that. Okay. On to platform.
The first tip is the plan is to automate the Delta test and run it like nightly or theoretically and post the results.
And then the other one, right now, we have a test that builds or runs Docker image and just does thing all with React supporting, and right now it's only doing the latest image and not the release version, so we just need to pass that in.
Simon?
Yeah, so we're actually going to continue working in master on the sprite layer. It's not going to be quite ready for prime time for Junco. The second item in there, we have Alan Diekman, a community member who's adding some functionality for us. So I'm working with him to help him with that. That'll also be a task.
Virtualization.
Hello. I'll say about the virtualization. We will plan to keep continue the OpenFlow agent and also other convenient methods such as CLI and REST APIs to enabling virtual network interface consuming, and also we will test the virtual provider for flow rules and the packets. It works correctly, and it also encapsulate and decapsulate the virtual packet and the flow rules and translate it from virtual flow rule to physical flow rule, and also vice versa.
Okay, thanks, Nathan. Patrick?
Hi, Ian. Yes. Here is what we are planning to do. All these are basic things in order to make the demo 1 and the demo 2 works. Basically, I agree with what Thomas suggested. Basically, focus on the demo 1 and 2, and no extra things added here. We can consider those advanced features later on. So basically, you can identify all these things, right, from the topics. The first two are the dynamic configuration service and the Yarn runtime, Yarn serializers. All these are required. So the one thing is not covered here is the is the netconf. Around if the around inlines, he probably can add it later on. Here is the netconf is missed here. So we also start the working on the demo. That is epic. We create a new epic called the YAM-based layer 3 VPN. So now the Sarov and the Huawei's Robert Tao, they're Juno, they are three working on layer 3 VPN as the glue on stuff. So I'm not sure potentially what the epic names they are going to give. In order to differentiate, we will just give the name as the YAM-based layer 3 VPN. So I also closed one epic called the layer 3 VPN in the morning, and transfer all those the Jira ticket either to close it or the transfer to the new epic. That's all we have. So after we finish this, so we can start to integrate the demo 1 and 2. That's it. Any Thomas? Do you have anything more comments or the things you want to add it here?
No, I think that's fine as long as we're marching towards the demos. That's good.
Okay, thank you.
See a lot of stories, like 8 story points, which is supposed to be broken down into something smaller because it represents a whole sprint. And I see the same person with more than 8 story points.
Basically, some of the work they already started, so I think that we are pretty much can cover this by current resource. If we need more, we probably add it on the add more later on. So now it's pretty much covered by the current resource.
Okay, keep in mind the sprint is shorter than normal.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Ian. Yeah.
Okay,
All these are the team already reviewed that, so it should be okay. Yeah.
Okay. And you guys have been really good about getting your way through the story, so. Deployment?
Yeah, I think have the feeling we were committed to this as well, but it's also true that many of these stories are already in progress, so I don't know. Let's try.
I'll give you half an hour after we finish this meeting to decide what you want in or out, because it's just kind of that.
No, I know. That's my commitment. I know that. Well, mine plus the one of all the others, right? But yeah, I mean, I would stay with it. Just saying, it's going to be challenging, especially in waiting 2 weeks, but whatever. Let's try. So, different type of work we have to do. There's again, the resource manager is very low, allocating resources. I know we wrote to show, like we know he has more specific stories he says related to that, or at least a patch pending in gallery.
This is the one I put the event back sprint, right?
I'm not sure.
You can decide.
Well, sure. It gets even more visibility, so it's totally fine. We have some more stories on meters, done by mainly Pierre and the community, and a guy from the community, or 2 different people. We have a bunch of stories to complete on bandwidth allocation. I received the reviews, so I just need to submit my new patches as soon as possible. I'll do that. And then once that is done, the real new story is to apply bandwidth allocation to BPLS, just to start, just as an example. And last but not least are the southbound stories from E. So basically introducing the notion of groups and how to use groups, doing intent frameworks, southbound, and so on. And then I have an infrastructure task that probably disappear.
Is there a difference between the two bandwidth allocation and DTLS?
What? No,
There are two stories.
just choose one and delete it. Sorry about that. Should I delete it? Okay, well, I'll do that. And that's it, I guess. Well, then I can't find it here. I don't know for what reason, but I have also an infrastructure task, which is fixing the Max Bob reported on the Pixie server. Minor task, but
It's on the Junco Spring. It's on there.
it's in there.
Yeah, I see it 6010. It doesn't show here, but I see it at least in my current view. If you refresh, maybe.
Sorry. So anyway, that's it. I'll delete the duplicated story.
Yeah, 64 points. Holy crap.
Yeah, I know.
I guess that's opportunity for a certain position.
11 after hour for opt-out. Decide what to don't do.
Yeah.
But again, we are 1, 2, 3, well, 4 or 5 people, but still, it's a lot. And there are a lot of stories in progress that need to review, so let's see how it goes.
Hacker obstacle?
Mark?
Mark?
So, I guess, so yeah, we have a few tickets. I think we're in pretty good shape nowadays with Hacker obstacle, but there's just some loose ends that need to be tied together. One has to do with UI. You talk a lot on the actual mechanism for protection, but how do you visualize the loose ends that we still need to get in place? Then there is I guess, open question right now of how many drivers do we want to develop, or how many behaviors do we want to implement for the various devices that we're getting. We're getting too many devices to do all of it. So we'll have to be kind of selective and show it for one, and then hope or assume the community will pick it up and with the actual drivers later on. Then there's also a few items that have to do with what kind of topology are we going to build with all those devices, and what's, finalize the actual story around it. We're in pretty good shape, but there's some details that need to be filled out. I think that's it. By the way, all of this is, I think, going on to master, right?
Yeah, this is going to master node. Maybe we want to put the UI stuff, cherry pick it into 1.9, but that's really up to us. I mean, it's like ready today, so we might want to cherry pick it to 1.9 before we start building too much.
The mechanism for all the protection is in 1.9.
Yeah.
Do we want to continue without the UI stuff, or use for that UI stuff, or do we want to, backport it?
I'd backport it.
I'm not very keen on doing that, but yeah.
I think if it's in the area of code where it's not going to destabilize any of the code, I think it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You guys make the call where it goes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we want to do some tests for this.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Justin added a bunch of stories on OpenStack. She mentioned that this one will be done as part of Junco, and then the other one will focus on cake. I think we're done. Are you missing anything?
No, thanks.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. Unless you have any questions or comments, keep in mind HA bugs need to go to 1.8.
1.9.
And 1.9, but they also need to go back to 1.9.
Yeah, back to, yeah.
Oh,
Because Cord needs it. So we'll need to make sure we get a release out for that. Okay, thanks everyone.
Cool.
Okay, thanks.
And you'll start them in about an hour.
So, okay.
All right.
It would be just easier to bring Cord on 1.9
Yeah.
instead of bringing everything to 1.8.
No, Cord. Well, no.
It's not, I mean, if they're reasonably scoped, then it's not too hard to do cherry pick.